The New York Knicks season is basically over, and the draft is still more than 3 months away. Knicks fans need something to be hopeful for. So it wasn't a huge surprise when I heard the news that the Knicks are interested in Devin Booker, the starting shooting guard for the Phoenix Suns. Yeah, and I'm interested in a beachfront condo in the south of France. And can you blame them for wanting Devin Booker on the team? Booker is an all-star. He's only 23 years old, and he has a pre-existing relationship with the new guys in the Knicks front office. So is this trade rumor more of a possibility than we think? In today's video, I'm breaking down Devin Booker's game, telling you how he would fit on a rebuilding Knicks team, and offering up some trades that I think would get him in New York. How's it going, everybody? This is Troy, host of the Half Court Report YouTube channel. I've got lots of Knicks fans who are subscribed to this channel, so whenever I see news about the Knicks that I think you guys would find interesting, I always make sure and talk about it. And this is news that I'm talking about today about Devin Booker potentially joining the Knicks via trade. And I know that it sounds crazy at first, but the more that I thought about it, it really doesn't seem so off the wall after all. And I'm going to tell you all about it. Before we get started though, just want to make sure everybody's aware, got new videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, so make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, helps out a ton, new, fresh NBA content all the time. Let's get a quick refresh on Devin Booker's game. This is a guy who has been in the league for 5 years, but he's still only 23 years old. This season, he's averaging over 26 points, 4 rebounds, and 6.5 assists per game. He was also selected for his first All-Star game this year. And even with DeAndre Ayton on the Suns, Booker is undoubtedly Phoenix's best player. One reason Devin Booker has been able to be so effective season after season is because he's incredibly efficient when he's on the floor. You may hear basketball fans talk about the 50-40-90 club, which is shooting 50% from 2, 40% from 3, and 90% from the free throw line. Only 8 players in NBA history have done that. I'm talking guys like Larry Bird, Steve Nash, former MVPs. And it would not surprise me if Booker gets to that 50-40-90 level one day. Booker is really close to that. This season shooting 54% from 2, 36% from 3, and 91% from the line. Regardless though, Devin Booker is having a monster year. He gets a shot whenever he wants. Add in his growth as a playmaker and a facilitator. We are seeing him growing into that type of scorer, distributor type of player, kind of like a poor man's James Harden. No, really. The big reason Booker's not talked about more is because he plays in Phoenix, and the Suns haven't made the playoffs in his entire tenure there. And Booker is a guy who's put in his dues. He's tired of losing. He hasn't specifically asked for a trade yet, but front offices around the NBA are gearing up their offers in case that does happen. So no surprise, the Knicks are kicking the tires on a Booker trade. One reason Devin Booker is being linked to the Knicks is because of his relationship to people in the front office. Before Leon Rose was hired to run the Knicks a few months back, he was Booker's agent. So they're really close. There's that relationship there. Add to that William Wesley, aka Worldwide Wes, who was recently hired as a consultant for the Knicks. Now, I could do an entire video on Worldwide Wes, but long story short, William Wesley is good friends with Leon Rose, and he's one of the most well-connected people in basketball, both in college circles and in the pros. He's also really close with University of Kentucky coach John Calipari and the players that he's coached there, which is, say it with me, where Devin Booker went to college. The rumor is that Booker has even leapfrogged players like Brad Beal and Karl Anthony Towns as the #1 star that the Knicks want to trade for. Booker is under contract through the 2023-2024 season, so the Knicks would have him for the long haul if they made a trade. He fits the Knicks timeline in terms of his age, so he'd be able to grow with RJ Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, and the guys that the Knicks end up drafting this year and in the coming years. Okay, let's get to the part of the video that we all came here for, and that's the potential trades the Knicks could do to get Booker in New York. Now, keep in mind, Booker hasn't asked for a trade. Phoenix hasn't given any indication that they're open to trading him. But as we've seen before, this is a players' league. If a player wants out, then usually
ends up happening.
Anthony Davis. I'm going to give 3 trades that I think might get the job done. Keep in mind, we've got to match salaries. Booker makes about $30 million per year. The Suns also don't have any bad contracts that they need to shed. They'd also be looking for players and picks to build around guys like DeAndre Ayton, Kelly Oubre, Miles Bridges, and their 2020 pick, which is likely to be in the mid to late lottery. The first trade is Devin Booker for Bobby Portis, Dennis Smith Jr., and RJ Barrett. After this season, Portis only has 1 more year on his deal. Barrett becomes Phoenix's new shooting guard. Dennis Smith could back up Ricky Rubio for now. Maybe he shows something and can work his way into the starting job in a year or 2. There's still lots of untapped potential there. The Knicks also have several future picks, their own, plus picks that they're owed from previous trades with the Clippers and the Mavericks. A combination of those picks might have to be included as well. But if I'm giving up RJ, then there's no way I would include the Knicks 2020 lottery pick. Just imagine, Booker at the 2, Mitchell Robinson at the 5, you somehow get LaMelo in the draft to run the point. That team sounds like so much fun. You got the money to sign 1 or 2 more stars down the road, maybe Kawhi in a couple years. That would be the dream, wouldn't it? Let's do one where we don't include RJ. The second trade would be Devin Booker for Julius Randle, Kevin Knox, Frank Ntilikina, and the Knicks 2020 lottery pick. This trade would give the Suns 2 lottery picks this year, and they'd be able to go in a bunch of different directions in building around Ayton. Randle has a small buyout after next season, so he's essentially an expiring contract. Knox and Ntilikina would give the Suns some guys off the bench that they can take a look at. Like the first trade, they'll still have money to pursue free agents. I figure there's lots of guys who would want to play with Ayton and the young Phoenix core. The last trade is Devin Booker and Ricky Rubio for Bobby Portis, Taj Gibson, Wayne Ellington, Elfrid Payton, and Reggie Bullock. The Suns do this trade because the Suns owner wants to drive down the value of the franchise enough so he can relocate the team to Seattle or Las Vegas. Yeah, that trade is probably the least likely to happen. So do you believe this rumor? Do you think it has any legs, or is it just something that's being thrown around without anything to back it up? As for what I think, if it were up to me, I'd be fine trading RJ Barrett for Devin Booker. That way I'm able to build around Booker, Robinson, this year's pick, maybe sign somebody like DeMar DeRozan in free agency. Hopefully the pick this year is a point guard like LaMelo Ball or Tyrese Halliburton. I think that's a team that could compete for the playoffs. But let me know in the comments what you think. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure and click that thumbs up button. Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel too. Thanks for watching. This is Troy with the Half Court Report, and I'll see you next time.